Today we're in Sweden and I am going to make a nutmeg cake using these beautiful nutmegs I picked in the Caribbean all by myself. Photo. There's my lovely hands. Right, I think nutmegs make a great present to take home. And, oh crikey, I almost cut myself there. I also like to keep one in my pocket, among other things, and you can just scratch them and just, that beautiful aroma every time you go in to reach for your keys and things like that. But what do you really do with these lovely nutmegs? Well, let me show you. This is my nutmeg cake. You can tell from just a glance that this recipe is so simple and so easy. Right, of course, we've got nutmegs, and let me tell you a little bit about the nutmegs. They arrive like this, and this is a little mace that lives on the outside of the nutmeg, and that's such a beautiful aroma as well. Now, inside the nutmeg is the actual nut, and that is the nutmeg we all love and know. Right, to the rest of the ingredients, darling, come on in. So we're making a cake. We're going to need butter. We're going to need sugar. We're going to need flour. And then baking powder and baking soda. Do you like the way I've labelled it? Yeah. A pinch of salt, some nuts. I've got almonds and walnuts. Eggs. And a touch of lemon. A little heads up, preheat your oven to 180 degrees, or what's that, 375 degrees Fahrenheit? Check that out, huh? I'm on it. Right, first job is to butter our mould. Now I've got a little extra flour and I've got a little extra butter here. We're just quite simply going to chuck the butter in and smear it around. Darling, come on, have a look at this. I'm just going to move this knife as well before I cut myself. Smear it around, lovely. That butter is well and truly smeared, and into that goes a touch of flour, and we're just going to shake it around. It's going to help our cake not to stick. Perfect, and there's our buttered tin. Beautifully done, if I don't say so myself. Fantastic. We'll put that to one side. Right, now, this is such an interesting and easy cake to do. I'll tell you why, because well, I'm going to show you why. Come on in and have a look. Right, butter, no flour. What am I doing? Not even concentrating. Flour, butter, like so, and a pinch of salt, and the baking powder. That's P for powder. And now we're just going to rub this in gently. And the idea is to make sort of breadcrumb texture. So here's the butter, look, we're just rubbing it between our fingertips, rubbing the flour into it, and that'll be lovely and light. If you put it in a machine, it just makes the mix a little tougher than it needs to be. Works the flour too much, so we're getting very delicate here. So to our lovely breadcrumbs, more. We go sugar. And look at that brown sugar. Our sugar is beautifully mixed in. We take our buttered tin and we're going to put half of it in the mould and gently press this down. See, that's half our cake already. We're halfway there. And I don't like to push it down too hard, because I think what happens later is all the lovely cake mixture sinks into it and it goes a bit caramelly, but I don't want to give away too much too soon. You're going to have to watch. Just being careful not to knock the side of the tin, because we don't want to knock all that butter and flour off that we put there already. All that hard work. Okay, that's pressed down beautifully. And we're halfway there already. We'll pop that to one side. Now for the next half of the recipe. This, I've got to say, is just like a crumble mix, like you put on top of your rhubarb or your apple in the autumn. God, such a good recipe, this one. Right, now into this mix here, we're going to put our baking soda. Got to get it right. Some milk. Just so you know, the recipe's down below. There'll be links to the websites, Facebook pages and all that sort of stuff. Click like if you like it and all that sort of stuff while you're there, while you're using the recipe. Right, milk and 1 egg. And now it's time for our gorgeous nutmeg. Darling, come on in and watch this nutmeg in action. So that's about a teaspoon of nutmeg in there. About the zest of 1 lemon. Oh, darling, would you mind going to get me a whisk? I forgot a whisk in the kitchen. So nice to have her back. Oh, thank you. Dear me, I'll get it. Whisk. Right. So that's the zest of 1 lemon. I missed my microplane. I left it in Mystique, but you know, there you go. Right, we're going to mix that in beautifully now. darling, come and have a look at this because it's really interesting here. Now look how loose that is. If you're baking any normal cake, this would be a suicide mission. Look at it. It's so runny. But this is no suicide mission. This is my nutmeg cake recipe. You'd think it comes from the Caribbean, this recipe traditionally, but no. It's got little Armenian roots in it, really. So there we are, lovely. Come on, have a look at this. I mean, crikey. You'd call it pish up in Scotland. Nutmeg's coming through beautifully there. Right, chop up our nuts as well. I guess as long as they're just cut in half, that'll be cool, eh? Bit of texture. So I'm just going to add a touch of lemon juice in there as well, and that'll activate that baking powder a little bit more to make it nice, light and fluffy. Here we are. We're going to pop it on top of our crumble mix. Look at that. Pouring it over now. It just seems crazy, doesn't it? It just seems crazy. Look, see those bubbles along there? That's the lemon juice reacting with the baking powder already. It's going to fizz up. It's going to be beautiful. Right. Now we pop in our nuts, just all evenly around like so. Nuts sprinkling in. Just to finish off, some extra nutmeg on top. Now some say burning nutmeg can be hallucinogenic. I say, I hope so. Right, that's toasted. Let's go. We're going to go pop it in the oven now. 180 degrees for about 40 minutes. Right, let's run. Perfect. Look at this beauty. Sensational. So it was in the oven for about 40 minutes, 180 degrees. Now, the way I tested it, I just took the tip of a knife here and popped it in the center. And when you take it out, if it comes nice and clean like that, see that? Clean as a whistle. The next thing I did, I popped the cake out here. It's a bit cooler now, and you can see, left it for 10 minutes. Darling, come on and have another look here, because I really want to show you this as well. Can you see the crust there that's formed around the outside of the edge, and the way the cake has left the outside of the pan? And that really makes life easy when it comes to taking the cake out of the tin. Boom, there we are. Oh, crikey, if I was going to be really chefy about it, I'd just turn it up like this and... Et voila! Look at that perfect bottom. I like a perfect bottom. Darling, come look at the perfect bottom. She knows all about the perfect bottom already anyway. Go on. Look at that. How many cakes can you turn out like that? Absolutely beautiful. So this is my fantastic nutmeg cake. Simple, easy and delicious. When it cools down, it sets a little bit more and you can cut through the nuts a bit easier. See the contrast in textures there? It's fantastic. So simple as well. I have to have a slice. Oh, dear me. Boys, do you want a slice? I just love the two textures here. That crumbly base and that super duper moist cake in the middle with some crunchy nuts and the fantastic perfume of nutmeg. Nutmeg just cannot be shown off any better than this. It's absolutely sensational. All right, brilliant. Well, I hope you love this recipe. Please try it at home. Please click like. Please leave a comment if you want me to do anything else. I really hope you enjoy watching the show, and see you next Sunday. Oh, thank you very much for watching as well. To the camera, talking to the camera. These nutmegs. No, 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 no. You're not filming, are you? But what do you do with them? Why can I not get this right? Shake, 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 shake. There. We'll chuck it over there. Oh no, look. Oh, it's so hot. I'm losing what I'm trying to say here. Ha! Okay, come on in then.